Oh my god. Oh my god, I forgot. Fair, Gooseboy 429, Eye Vision. Piggy Cow, Twilight Spark, Audio Flag, Shy Mist, FS Forward Sound. Welcome. Welcome to the never-ending, non-stop party. Isn't that an absolutely beautiful song? It's called Stars by Personal. Excuse me, Personal by Stars. I think we do this. I think we want the Wild Pie Romanza, even though it's a little bit of a low chance. I think... Let's go to election results for the president. Hey, what do you know? Donald Trump has won Kentucky and Indiana. Ever been to Austin, Texas? Austin, Texas, I have been to. I think Austin, Texas is absolutely beautiful. I've been twice for South by Southwest. Like the Nueva haircut? Yeah. I get a lot of tuft out here, and I have like big puffy round cheeks. I mean, I also have like a double chin, so it's not like the weight is the biggest reason for the roundness of the face, but my hair really gives me a round ass looking head, man. So whenever I get a haircut, I suddenly look like a very aerodynamic pear. Hi, kitty. Hi. Oh my god. Because we're not unpacked, we got a box. Really big tall box with a heating pad on top. Because Sheriff likes to be high up and she loves the heating pad. She's on there like all day.
Get it out! Get it out!
Stream until what time? Until 5 p.m. Father! Dragon Consort's good for Flood. By the way, I violated one thing that I try to avoid saying a lot, which is politics. Talked a little bit about politics, man. Apologize for that.
I wonder.
The light protects me.
Apologize for that. It's not because politics is not important, it's because that is not the point of Day Night TV. Day Night TV is about having a wonderful, warm, happy, cheery, positive place to go.
I greet you.
Who wants to say hi to me? All my favorite doohickeys are the ones that like respond immediately. Nicholas, don't die, Nicholas. Sorry. My bad, death. Like, for any of you like who are interested in interaction design, the idea of input and feedback, humans love feedback, just fundamentally. The fact that when I click this, I do a click and a light turns off.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Feels good. Aaron Tweets, I think talking politics is fine as long as you don't take a stance. Yeah, I mean, I think that in general, talking politics is fine. Pretty much in any dimension. I just don't want that to be what the point of Day Night TV is, you know. It's a bookworm. Yes, Nick is a little...
Sorry, I'm sick.
No, yeah, no, Nick's been a little sick. Nick and I were actually talking about this earlier, that, like, you know, the spike of energy that you bring to a specific cast is, like, a lot.
Are you talking to me?
Oh, no, I'm just talking.
Okay.
Fuck off, Nick.
Fuck
Anyways,
off,
I was talking to my brother.
Fuck off, Tasteless. Fuck off, Tasteless. Nobody likes you. I'm like, oh, my bad, alright.
Oh, that's good. You discarded those two. That was funny. Oh man. Do I want to do this first? I can kill a number of things. Oh, that is very funny. I just like I love fuck off, no one likes you. Okay, man. I guess this. Oh god. That's funny. That's good bookworm. But yeah, you know, like the idea of like, okay, it's the finals now. Like, casters are not the way that they are during the finals at all times outside of the finals, right? You spike up and you have this like you become like a Michael Bay of talking, where like every sentence has an explosion or drama or tension as they look in the distance and planes are flying overhead. But the talking version of that, right? There's just like so much of this intensity there. And, you know, especially if voice is a little dry, and LA's like the driest place ever. Yeah, it'll mess your voice up for sure. And then you get sick and oh, it's so savage. Bessinen says, man, how come you never do any streams or stuff with Nick? Like, now that you don't have to kill each other in StarCraft anymore, why not do more stuff together? I mean, it's just because he lives in Korea. That's like the biggest reason. Like, if Nick wants to just have a normal conversation with me, I have to get up at 2 in the morning, or he has to stay up till 6 in the morning. Like, it's basically when we can, like, chat. So, I mean, that's about it. So we're getting low. I actually don't think we're gonna live.
Barbaric.
I think he can deal so much damage next turn that I think I have to do this. Let's just get a solid creature up. I think I have to do this. And then this is a pretty good position. There's a 16-hour time difference. Well, I guess now there's a 17-hour time difference. Or 15, something like that. Minmin says, hey Dan, what's your text editor choice? Oh god, Sublime, are you kidding me? I love Sublime. Alright, we can kill that.
Get it out! Get it out!
We can kill that. That's one of the best targets for Bookworm too. I mean, that's just insane. Doesn't really have a lot of good burst anymore. Why does his brother live in Korea? Well, Nick's been the premier English-speaking esports broadcaster in South Korea since 2007. Wow, almost 10 years. Yeah. Oh, that draw was sick. I actually think I'm going to chuck the 1-1. I don't really need him out. And this is where his concession speech comes in. My hairline is just getting eliminated, man. Ain't no hair when I'm gone. It's Minmin says, how good is Nick's Korean? Hey, Nick. Hey, Nick.
Huh? What?
Sorry.
That was
I know. They're wondering how good your Korean is.
Not bad.
His Korean's quite good. I should just say something slightly different than Nick says every time he talks. Just like a reckless Rocketeer. No, is he gonna discard Power Overwhelming? Does he have Power Overwhelming? Holy shit! Oh my god, that freaked the shit out of me. Yeah, I mean, the way that Nick was describing his Korean skills yesterday, because like Nick studies a lot of Korean, you know, to eventually hit like full fluency. Mobius Band says Day9's English is not very good. Yeah, I just don't know how to listen properly. But Nick was just joking with me about like how he knows how to say pretty much everything, but like sometimes there's like simple stuff that he knows what he wants to say, but he has to have some like weird roundabout way, you know, like the. I can't remember the example Nick's used, but it's like the word for mailbox. You just like wouldn't have that word. It'd be like it's the place where if someone speaks to you via writing, they put it inside of the container. You know, like. You know when you know like 60% of a language like that.
I'm gonna lose this fucking tempo mage, man. I hate to see him so much.
You are me from last week, man. I'm having a blast. I'm playing a Dragon Paladin, man.
Oh yeah.
I should send you the list. Here, look, I'll send it to you right now. Let me see. Copy link location. This deck is really, it's solid and it's very fun.
What are you playing?
I have sent it to you via Facebook.
Alright, let's see.
Oh, hey, look, there it is. You can hear it. Ding! What rank is Nick? Nick is like a 6-time legend player that doesn't try to run Shadow Priest.
Right now I'm branded 19, losing a fucking tempo mage, man. Fuck this.
Oh, that's funny. God, this room is really hot. Nick died earlier tonight, by the way. His corpse is just, you know, hanging out, playing alongside us. Desmir says, I'm going to have Chipotle for the very first time in a few minutes. Okay, listen to me, Desmir. Listen to me. This is the most important thing. You must get a burrito.
Pay for the guac.
Get the
Pay
guac.
for the extra guac.
Yeah, get the guacamole on the burrito, and then there's the smoked chipotle Tabasco sauce.
Get it with Corona, with a lime in it.
Yes, yes!
Fish and chips. Guac on the side and guac in the burrito.
Dude, when's the last time you had Chipotle?
Oh, like a week ago. That's the first thing I do when I come to America.
Yeah, the smoked chipotle Tabasco sauce is like so insane. I'm gonna kill Astreus. Yeah, dude, you got it. You have to get the guacamole on your burrito. You have to get meat. You have to get the smoked Chipotle Tabasco sauce. The smoked Chipotle Tabasco sauce. Like, what you cannot get is Tabasco. And there's also the green chili sauce. Green chili sauce is good, but it's not the Tabasco sauce.
Green Tabasco is okay to put on though.
So yeah, I mean it's like a 6.5 out of 10.
You gotta get sour cream on it too.
Always. We found lethal. Jack Flash 97. Do you have to remember not to wear green shirts? Do you just not own any? No, I have to deliberately not wear the green shirts. I have several green shirts. Despy, how many green shirts do I have? Despy. She says about 5 or 6. Said Sean like a crazy cat father. Rock out with your guac out? Yeah. I unzip my fly and out spills a whole bunch of guacamole. That's the real punchline.
Uther versus Uther.
Hey, it's an Estus flask. I hope he refills after this game.
I will command the light.
I will command taco sauce. I want it. Please go put on a green shirt, thanks. I mean, I can, like, wrap myself up in the green screen. Oh, see, here's the cat castle. You can see right there. Dispy, come here. Come on. Get up there. Stop stretching. Come on. There she goes. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, it's such a good kitty. Yeah, give me tummy rubs. We're doing some behind the scenes tummy rubs right now. See, she should be like right there. Oh, you're so sweet. First time I ever had guacamole was with you, says Leaf Cena. I'm inspiring in that way. Some people fight for world peace. I just try to make sure you put guacamole on your burritos. Alright, bye, sweetheart. Alright, we've completely destroyed the green screen. It'll never be good again. Alright, so we kind of have like a lot of cards that are expansif. You know, it just dawns on me that I could probably make a control paladin with frost giants. Where'd my arm go?
Not on my.
I found it. Oh, it's a divine Estus. Okay.
Reporting for duty.
Dude, I could do some serious ultra control paladin with double frost giant stuff, right? That would be so sick. Oh my god, sick. What is that doing there? I can't actually kill it. I'm gonna have to wait till next turn when I can bookworm it. New Better Bosses is such a relief. That's so great. Hi. You still up there? Oh my god. Oh, we opened the window. Danon is only missing below his nipples. That's right. When the scientist was building me, he must have excellent nipples. Everything else is secondary. My greatest creation. Frost Giant Major Domo Paladin.
Let me think.
It's hard to run Major Domo on anyone but Mage, because, I mean, Ice Block is so big for Major Domo.
Move quickly.
This cat needs so much attention. You're so needy. Sheriff's just sideways all the time. Oh, you're attacking me. You want to snugs. I think I'm gonna run out the bookworm here. Let reading dragons lie. Oh my god. Tasteless. I hear Chipotle isn't strong in the current meta. Any thoughts? It's terrible. Unless you get smoked Tabasco. Do any of the revealed cards from Gadgets excite you? The priest cards? Ah, the 1 mana -3 to all enemies.
Reporting for duty.
The dragon flame potion or whatever it is. It's deal 5 damage to everything except dragons. First Mergladon. I think this guy's an aggressive deck, but he's in such a terrible position it's hard for me to say that that's what he is. I mean, I think I'm just gonna do this. Just get this guy out now. Doesn't really matter terribly much, I don't think. Utori says, why the new time change? Well, it's just today because it's election day. Things are...
Reporting for duty.
What are you doing there? I mean, I guess I'm going to draw a bookworm. Didn't work. That's incredible. I mean, this, I guess?
Reporting for duty.
With the new longer streams, will you do an in-depth card review? I'm going to do that when all the cards are announced, for sure. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. What makes a card game good? Interaction. And so, until I see all the cards that are out and how they interact with each other, I'm probably not even going to be able to form an opinion. Because, you know, here's an example. Let's say that we were in a world where in Hearthstone, there were very few big creatures. Very few big creatures. And then in one expansion, they release the first 5 huge creatures as the first reveals. And then later on, they release something like Big Game Hunter and Hex and Polymorph. And so, when you look at it all together, you go, there's the big cards, and there's their answers. But if you did it just at the start, where you saw the big cards, it would look like a big steaming pile of delicious guacamole that you should absolutely eat with smoked chipotle sauce. Did you get out and vote today? I did. I had a fascinating experience voting. It was incredible. So the reason I had an interesting time voting was a design-related reason. So, you know, when I say design, what I mean is like the full field of studying how humans behave with objects when there is no supervision. Like, for instance, this is an iPhone. I use an iPhone, for any of you who are curious, right? You see the reflection, you can see chat, and you can see Hearthstone right there. You see, there's the board. You can barely see it. There's chat. You can see yourself typing. Anyways, so this object, first of all, there's little things about the design of this without supervision. For instance, there is a button here, so when I hold it, it's very natural for my thumb to be able to hit it. Without anyone telling me, this is a less intuitive thing to do because it's harder physically for me to hit this button on the top. The design of having the button on the bottom helps indicate to me how to hold it without supervision.
Let's move quickly.
So again, like, how do you... Like, we haven't even gone into a lot of the specifics of the iPhone, right? But just the fact that this button is nearby where my thumb naturally is helps teach me how to hold it. Isn't that clever, right? The fact that it's harder to hold it sideways, unless I'm using 2 hands. But when I'm holding it with 1 hand, this works? Cool. Where the fuck were you a few turns ago, you big old blood hole? I think I have to heal. And so, you know, if you're in a street corner and you push the button to cross the street, often there's a lot of good visual indications or an audio indication. Like sometimes you push the button and it goes, right? It goes like, and it's a, okay, I press it, look, I did it. Perfect 5 out of 7. So design is studying how people behave with objects and interfaces and situations when there is no supervision and no direction, and trying to guide the person without having a physical person there to guide you. And there's a lot of interesting design aspects to the idea of the ballot, the election, right? When I go there, I go to the ballot, and it's an electronic ballot. Now, I went there to vote for the President of the United States, primarily, and secondarily for the number of propositions, the props for California.
Let's move quickly.
Or proposals. I don't know what prop stands for. Prop, in normal English, I use prop for proposition bet. But I believe it's not proposition, whatever. For the California props is a secondary reason. And on the drive over, I was saying things like, man, I am someone who is actually researching the proposals, and learning about what the content of them is. Probably this. I'm studying the proposals. Not hugely in depth, but I'm studying the proposals for the content, not for party lines. Goodness, why does anyone vote along party lines? In high school, they talked about the fact that there is sometimes an incumbent candidate. And they were talking about the huge percentage of the time that people vote for the incumbent.
Follow the rule.
And I used to think, like, why do they just vote for the person who's been there instead of the person who's actually going to enact change? And suddenly, I sit down to this ballot, I put in my votes for the props and for the President of the United States, and then it says to me, and who do you want as the... I completely forgot that he had summoned Murlocs this game. Why didn't I take anything can happen? I shouldn't be talking. Welcome to the show, guys. This is literally what I do. This is literally the play that I have to do in order to stay alive properly.
Job's done.
And I get there and it's like, who do you want as the, you know, 4th district regulator of Widget County? And I'm like, and it says a Democrat and a Republican. And I was like, I don't know. And it's in that moment that I was like, I guess I'll vote along a party line? With zero information, I guess the party line is the only thing I have to rely on? I guess? I don't know, I have no idea. And then there was another one that was like, okay, who do you want to vote for? Do you want to vote for the incumbent? I actually think I have to do Deathwing.
Put your faith in the light.
Look at the Dragon Consort out there. Deathwing them a little more easily. I was like, I don't know. And then there was another one, like, who do you want to take care of the marine life? And it was like a businessman and a retail person or a biologist. And I was like, biologist? Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Take heart. The Earth Mother.
The Earth Mother.
Do you want any chips and dip, man?
What kind of chips and dip do you have?
Hold on a second.
Doesn't even know.
I got these at Trader Joe's. Hold on.
Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's.
For justice. For
I got
for justice.
it's Chipotle black bean dip,
Oh, that's okay.
and it's just tortilla salted chips.
That's okay. I'm busy getting thunder stomped in this game.
Okay, just let me know.
So we need to hope that this is one of these paladins that does not run consecrate. I really botched this game. I'm literally losing this because I'm not paying attention. But that's fine. That's kind of exactly why I lose. This is why Hearthstone is like the perfect game for a particular type of experience. I think I need precisely... No, I think I'm fucked.
Victory.
I gotta do one more. This can't be the last one. We can't go out on this loss. The big error was why I didn't choose anything can happen, because I would have chosen that and just run it out the next turn. He literally has Murlocs as his hero power, and I'm like, bah.
Uther versus Rexar.
Let the hunt begin.
I will fight with honor.
Do I keep this? I mean, I think I don't, but I really like that. He used both already? Man, let me tell you. Back in my day, when I was grinding a legend, I would count all sorts of cards he would be casting. I would be looking at all this stuff. Chaz Koenig says, hey, pay attention this time. You know what? Okay, fine, I'll play it. But, again, from the design perspective, with the ballots, it was really interesting because the fact that they put the party lines, Democrat and Republican, or incumbent, or businessman, or biologist, like these sorts of things, that was what helped guide me through when I had no other information. And while I was sitting there, I was like, well, shit, I really care about many of these California props. I care about a lot. I care about the presidential election. I want to make sure my vote counts, so I better participate in these votes here. Gosh, how do I do that? And it was like so interesting for me to see. And it makes me wonder if instead of just saying this person, Democrat, next person, Republican, if it said this person, Democrat, one paragraph, this person, Republican, one paragraph, how that would change the voting structure. Or this person, one paragraph, this person, one paragraph, and no indication of political identity. It's fascinating. It was absolutely fascinating to see all the ways in which, because I had gaps in my knowledge, little things there signaled to me in one way or the other. Try to do it as fast as I can. Commissioner Mann says, but who chooses what is said in those paragraphs? I'm not proposing that that should be what's there. I'm saying, think of how different the outcomes of an uneducated person, such as me in that situation. Think of how different their voting patterns might be. I think it's like fascinating. Let's get the default win. I guess I do this. I guess this is fine.
Once upon a time.
Tempo.
Quickly.
I wear your dress. Keep your
Quickly.
Paramount, leave me alone, boo. While it was his turn, I was considering just running out the Twilight Guardian right away. But what I like about this line is that I have a really strong, healthy bidet at this point in time. And even though the next turn I would do Twilight and this, probably, or just Niza. There's a few dragons that I can draw that would be nice to pop down right away. I gotta tell you about this podcast that I was reading that I feel like is very relevant to the presidential election. So, a lot of the design experiences that you encounter in your life, objects you pick up, or hell, even the school system, or whatever, it's based on averages.
Quickly.
Right? So, for instance, if you are... What? Well, given that it's this is what I'm seeing. So this is either an aggro deck or a weird spell control deck. So I don't exactly need to keep Consecration for huge boards and for big turns. It's better for me to use it now because I'm not going to have better targets if it's a control deck. And if it's an aggro deck, I need to use it right away, and I'm happy to maintain board presence. And then I have a very excellent turn 6 with Ivory Knight, or Bookworm Hero Power, or just Bookworm Pyromancer. So, and then this will get me to turn 8. Anyways. So apparently using the average didn't emerge until like the late 1800s in Austria, or mid 1800s in Austria, where there was this guy who, oh shit, what was it that he was computing? Oh yeah, it was when they were studying distances in outer space, where they would etch little markings in the telescope and basically count from this etch to this etch. It took about 12 seconds. But if you're off by 1 second in your counting, that's like hundreds of millions of miles. It's like this and this can be like hugely different. So we can do one more. So you want to be accurate. And so this idea of using the average came up, which is that you take like 50 measurements, but then you average them, and then that helps reduce the error in how different these measurements are. How wonderful. And this Austrian dude, whose guys, Bionic Joyce, it sounds like you've been listening to 99% Invisible. 100%, that's exactly why I listen to it. 99% Invisible. So awesome.
Let the hunt begin. I will fight with honor.
So, I guess the world wants me to use a wild pyromancer, and who am I to deny the world? I'm gonna stay on curve. So this became like a huge sort of craze, like maybe we can use averages to determine other things, like what should a proper height of a human being be if they're fed well and they're very healthy and stuff like that. Oh, is it 5'7" in this area? Oh, well gosh, you're 5'4". That means you're below average. It means something's wrong. So this idea of design by averages grew and spread and became a really popular tool. Dragon? That sucks, but that's fine. Whatever. Wild Pyromancer, stay at home. So, one of the ways in which design by averages came to be was during the Civil War, where there were literally so many people going to war and they needed uniforms that it was difficult to keep up with the production demands of that. Because, you know, uniforms in the war used to basically be done by this is gonna be the best play. This, because this is such little damage. Because uniforms used to be custom tailored at that point in time. So this guy who got famous for using averages all over the place took a whole bunch of measurements and basically created small, medium, and large as generic sizes for the soldiers. As opposed to just saying, we're just going to make the largest size, you roll up your sleeves, and everyone's just wandering around in these clumsy, huge outfits. So small, medium, large, the sizes that you see when you're at a shopping store, that comes from this use of designing via averages. And it worked great. They were able to have factories produce all sorts of different things.
For justice.
I want to keep the health instead of keeping two things alive due to undersounds. So, you know, up through that period of time, this idea of like measuring people and getting average sizes and stuff so you could get small, medium, large, or to all their walks of life, this was considered a really powerful and useful advancement in science. Oh, so great. Assuming not advancement in science, advancement in design. Oh, so great, so wonderful. Let's see. It would be great if we got a dragon. That is great.
For justice. Left warning.
But what happened is, after that, there were things where the design by averages didn't work so well. So, for instance, with fighter pilots, what they did is they, you know, planes have to be made to very specific specifications to have someone be able to sit in a cockpit, have everything be aerodynamic, have, you know, I don't call it the joystick, because that just sounds like a gamepad. I don't know, I've been trained. Joysticks are just game controllers. Foot levers, all the various switches and devices. You want to be able to access all those different things. So they did measurements, they got averages, and computed kind of what the average pilot should be. And they actually rejected people that were too tall or too fat or too short to make sure that the average size was kept under control so that fighter pilots could fit into planes. But what happened is
Put this apple on your head.
they wanted to open up the Air Force
Tonight,
to more people. How do we do this? I think I do. I can.
Last warning.
Still gonna run out the Wild Pyromancer, I think. Notice by Historian is the money.
Once upon a time.
So when they opened up the Air Force to all sorts of, you know, heights and weights and shoulder widths and arm lengths and foot lengths and stuff like that, there was a huge rise in actually just crashes. Just a huge rise in problems and danger. And it's very easy to look at that and to just say, well, these planes are more advanced, makes sense. It's just harder, it's just a more dangerous thing to do. Until they got this one guy to go through all the measurements of all the pilots and to really sort of try to figure out what was going wrong. You know, didn't seem to be the training programs, it didn't seem to be the technology that was increasing the amount of danger, increasing the amount of crashes that were happening. So he did this research, and what he found is the cockpit was designed to the average pilot, but that when he studied the dimensions of, like, 6,000 pilots that were in the Air Force at that time, 0 of the people were average. 0 of them. None of them were average. Nobody was average. He took like 10 different measurements on their body, and of the 10 different measurements, compared to the average, nobody was an average pilot. So we have the Pyromancer. Can we kill him? Which is amazing. And then he cut it down to just 3 measurements, like shoulder width and like foot length and head size, and only 5% of the people were average. And so, in short, taking the average is useful for a lot of things, right? It's useful for, you know, like small, medium, large, like getting these sort of buckets. But if you're trying to compute a greater average, almost everyone has components that are outside of that average range, outside of that average confidence interval. So, victory. And so this is what emerged, or from this emerged the idea of adjustable seats, adjustable lever length and height, and all these things that we sort of take for granted when you get in a car. Like if you got in a car and there weren't adjustable seats, you'd be like, this car is terrible. But it's exactly that sort of thing that emerged out of this type of research, which is fascinating to me. And I think that this is, I bring up all of this because I find it very interesting on the political landscape, the idea that some candidates are kind of like averages, right? There are candidates there that don't quite grip their constituent, or like a particular constituency, in a huge way. They're like, wow, that's amazing. There are people who exist that have certain constituencies, and this little constituency adores them, thinks they're the most perfect divine being. But man, those worldviews don't even apply to over here. But perhaps it's the case that with major party candidates, or just with, you know, large-scale major party candidates for Senate and House or whatever, that you do wind up in a situation where you kind of end up with this paradox of the average, where if you get something that's like kind of seems to work roughly for everyone, it actually doesn't quite work for anyone in particular, which is a long-winded point. So in short, look up the podcast On Average by 99% Invisible, which is my favorite podcast by a large margin. Tomorrow I'm going to be streaming, mostly walking. I'm going to close my stream for today, and I'm going to go watch the results of the election. like a good American. And no matter what happens, whether there is a Democratic or Republican candidate elected, whether there is a lot of stress and hubbub and rioting and anger, whether there's a lot of delight and peace and celebration or anything like that, know that if you tune in tomorrow, we will continue to do our most important mission, to be an oasis of happiness and cheer in a sea of whatever's going on in your life. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Show's done. 99% invisible is the podcast. It's amazing.